Hello, everyone. How are you guys doing today? It is Monday, and it is 7 o'clock on the dot. And you know what that means? That is another episode of Samara Keeps It Real Estate with you guys. You get the Q&A questions. I answer as many things as I possibly can. Those of you that are live, I'll answer your questions if they pop up. I have a queue full of questions that people have inspired me with. So thank you guys very much for leaning into that. And I also have the ones that I get during my live consults with listing appointments and buyer's consults. I mean, you guys really offer some amazing inquiries to make me be like, yeah, people need to know this information. So I want to bring it back to you guys and share. And for those of you who find the information useful, like it, share with a friend. If somebody's going through the process of getting ready to buy, let them know that you know a broker who's very interested in educating and making sure that they do not walk this process alone, because it can be very overwhelming. And I know a lot of buyers, first-time home buyers, have tons and tons of questions. And even sellers who either selling for the first time or haven't sold in a really long time. It's like all new business, right? So that's what I'm here for. And I'm going to get started because it's one of those days. You guys ever wake up and you're just like, I'm exhausted. Life be lifing. You got a lot of things going on and you're feeling incredibly overwhelmed and you just feel like you don't want to move. You don't want to do anything. But then you realize that you still have that 11 o'clock appointment. You still have that 1 o'clock walkthrough and you still have other things to do. So taking a book out of the page when you're trying to get better is dress the way you want to feel, not the way you actually feel. So you take your shower, pull yourself together and go be a rock star. All right. So with that said, I went through my queue of my DMs and some questions, and I wanted to keep it fun and light because it definitely was one of those days where you're just making sure that you get through it. And I know you guys all feel it a lot. A lot of my cohorts, we talk about this stuff all the time. You guys already know I'm very big on mental health, very big on people being able to ask for help and being like, it's okay to not have all the answers and it's okay to not be okay, because we definitely all feel like that often. And I want to make sure that you guys know you always have a safe space, right? You're never really alone. So I try to keep it fun. We're going to some fun buyer questions. Again, you guys know the protocol. Try to address a couple things that buyers might ask, a couple things that sellers might ask. Try to hit up of our investors, and I like to throw in our commercial stuff because building on different levels are also tons and tons of fun. And then every once in a while, fun questions that I get asked that are a little out of the norm, a little different. So I'll throw some of those in there too. So first up, I have my fun buyers and fun question. Can I just bring my mom, cousin, and best friend to my showing to get their opinion? No, this is a real question, and I can get. Okay, I'm thinking about that one for. How do we answer this nicely? Yes, you can totally bring them. Yes, and I want to make sure that you're very clear when you say get their opinion. You want to tread lightly because sometimes everybody giving you their opinion can muddy your own thoughts because you want to please. You don't realize that you do it sometimes. And those who are really good at not people pleasing, kudos to you. Hats off, super applause. Just being able to keep the mind to yourself. It is definitely fun to share the experience with people that you love and care about. So I definitely recommend people want to be on board your shopping experience, bring them, but just make sure that they are very, very aware that this is for you, not for them. And it is not to make everybody else happy or make sure that Aunt Debbie has a place to sleep. It's so that you can start your new foundation and have a home that makes you happy. All right. Your opinion, but definitely bring the whole world shopping because shopping's fun. Who doesn't like to shop? It's a good question. All right. This is a good one because I think this is probably both sides of the fence. Buyers might ask this and sellers might ask this, but this one came from a seller because it was during one of our listings. So I'm pulling through ones that made me giggle because it's one of those days where you got to make sure you bring some joy to yourself and make sure you bring some light to the situation and some levity to the amount of things on your to-do list. And they're like, do people really snoop in the closets during showings? I know you're out there thinking like, I do. How many of you guys actually open up the closets and just kind of be like, oh, a guy and a girl lives here? Or like, oh, I wonder what they get into. How many costumes are in here? Guys, I know you guys look in closets. So the short answer to my buyers is, sure, take a peek. And short answer to my sellers is, yes, they are looking at your stuff in your closet. I gotta laugh because we've definitely seen some crazy stuff, but quiet as kept, closets can sell homes. All right. So if you have that big walk-in closet and it's all neatly organized, mild OCD, you can see all the space, all the things, that can get people really excited about being like, this is the closet for me. Yeah. Uh-huh. So they think that Carrie Bradshaw type closet or rooms that turn into closets, right? So a really good question, but you know, you want to make sure you can fit your sneaker collection if you guys have those and all those fun stuff. So short answer, yeah, people are looking at your stuff. That's what we do. People are nosy by nature. They don't mean to. They just open it up. They look in your pantries. Some people go a little bold and they actually look in your refrigerator. Why? I think sometimes it's instinct. They just open the refrigerator. And I think we had to make sure we were very clear when you walk into like vacant houses that have been kind of sitting for a while and there's a refrigerator there. Don't open the refrigerator, guys. Don't do it. For some reason, whoever I'm with, someone just gravitates to it and opens it and you can't get rid of the smell and they all smell it. So it's all a thing. So those of you who've done it before know what I'm talking about. You're probably like, yep, kind of gross. All right. Oh, it's a good one. All right. This is definitely a seller question. I had a seller question. They were very adamant about this. But in a funny kind of way, they said, do I really have to clean before a showing? Like, really? I'm going to pause because I know you guys probably answer this question for me right now. Yes, 100%. You should definitely clean before showing because buyers notice everything. I feel like they just walk in and they're already on nitpick mode. They want to not like it, so not to spend the money, but sometimes they walk in because they're like, okay, how do I make it mine? And they see a dirty sock in the corner and then they're kind of turned off. Not everybody has the vision to be able to walk in and see their own stuff immediately. So being able to present a good front by making sure your house is clean, it's the way to go. All right. You want to make sure you definitely don't distract your buyers with your clothes all over the floors or random things that shouldn't be there. The abundance of clutter that we like to keep out as homeowners. Like I think at my house, sometimes my checklist is probably like a mile long if I ever went to market. You're not alone, guys. You are not alone. So yes, the answer is yes. Clean your house if you're going to have a showing. The pictures look great online. We did a really good job, but still clean it before they come, just so people can be like, oh, this is amazing. All right, good. You guys got it. Good question. Oh, hey there. I love it. All right. Oh, this is a good one. Kind of made me laugh. Now, I do laugh because I feel like I always want to answer this as nice as possible because it is your house. You do live there. But the question is, can I stay home during the showing and give people a tour myself? Yeah, you guys listen to the question. So how many of my buyers, because I've had buyers that we've walked through and the seller is there, but not really offering help and just making it really awkward to kind of walk through. So it makes for like an awkward vibe. It makes you want to ask like, hey, do you want to show us around because it's your house, or do you, no, go look at yourself. Sometimes they do want to sell it and walk you around and make sure you know all the things. But sometimes by doing that, it makes them hard to visualize themselves in the house as you're telling them about all your favorite things, as opposed to them being able to visualize all of their stuff. So it is kind of that motto where you should let them have the space to explore your home. You obviously don't want to hear them talking about your house either, because that's also a touchy topic. You know, people in the next room over and like, I can't say anything because the seller's next door. So give them space, let them look at your house, let them try to picture themselves in there, let them enjoy the space. But you definitely don't want to be the interesting additional furniture piece just gawking while they're walking through your house. It's a little weird for everyone. As a buyer for yourself, see how you feel about when people do it. Oh, you agree? Thank you, Tony. It's a little awkward, for sure. We're on fun mode questions today that I've heard because they make my heart happy. And we're on heart happy mode because one of those days where we're just trying to get through it. Everybody's trying to get through their day, life be lifing, and it's never over. But at the end of the day, I still love real estate. I still love sharing information with you guys. So that's why I'm here. And my DMs stay full. So I love that you guys keep throwing questions over. So whatever we don't get to today, you guys know I always hit you back and I'll circle back and make sure we cover it. So keep me posted. All right. The other question that I got that kind of made me giggle because I feel like people should kind of know the answer, but sometimes we don't because we think everybody thinks like we do. If I leave my dog at home during showings, is that a bad thing? So I want to say, depends on the dog. But no, seriously, not everybody loves Fido the way that we do. So ultimately, it could be a turnoff for people that walk in your door and they hear a dog barking and they're super scared of it, or they won't go in certain rooms because the dog is in there, or rooms are limited because the dog's in there from seeing it. So you want to be really careful about that, because the reality is that pets can make people nervous. I've gone to showings where people didn't tell us that they had a cat, and I opened a closet and there's literally a cat in the corner just staring at you. So Yeah, we've had some funny, interesting ones. People come out screaming and a little jumpy and a little scared. But if you have a pet, usually you want to make sure you coordinate with your listing agent to make sure that you schedule time for you to be able to take the dog out, be able to space that out so that people can enjoy walking through your home unscared or petrified or jumpy of what might come out, whether it be your favorite pet or not. Okay. All right. Really, really good question. How are we doing on time? Man, I love this stuff. 5 minutes left already. Oh, all right. More fun stuff. Let's see. Do tenants really call you? Oh, so we're switching gears to investors. So I pulled some investor questions. You guys know I like to make sure I pull little buyers, little sellers, and throw in some investors because I know a lot of my guys that are watching my content lately are asking me questions about getting into the investment mode. So if you guys are watching, you know I got you. Keep asking the questions. I keep answering you. These are really good questions because anybody can be an investor. Seriously, anybody can be an investor, guys. There are so many creative ways for you to get into the business that you just got to put yourself out there and ask questions. Somebody knows stuff. I got you. All right. So the question I asked was, do tenants really call you at 2 a.m. about light bulbs? Now, this is somebody who's thinking about doing a buy and hold scenario, right? So they're going to buy it and rent it out. Means they're going to be the landlord. I know you guys watched my segment about, is it really passive? And the idea is that unless you're hiring someone to manage your property for you, it is not 100% passive. And you guys know I have a property management company as well. So I can tell you some of the stories that we've gotten. Unless you want to be a landlord where you have to be able to answer calls all the time, outsource it, get a property manager to be able to handle those phone calls for you and go out there and address those issues. Because I'm dealing with a property right now that I'm managing for someone, and it's a multi-unit. I'm literally getting emails, phone calls about the fact that the person above her plays the drums too loud sometimes every day. So that's a real dilemma. And needless to say, it's an older building, so the walls are really thin there. I don't think it was designed for what they have built it for as far as a project goes. This is one of my developers. So it's definitely a fun conversation to have when you're managing properties. But if you are looking to invest and you want to be a landlord, be ready for all that entails. All right? Or outsource it and make it truly passive. Just collect your check. Got options. It works. And you know a girl. Call me. All right. Let's see. Could get another one in here. I think I have a few more. Oh, thanks for jumping on. Okay, good comment. I like that too. All right. Ooh, let's see if I can sneak one in. For random curveballs. All right, guys. Now, this probably can teeter down the line of like possibly commercial if you're looking at where you want to develop at, purchase at. But do people actually buy houses because of a good school district? And I want to say you would be surprised that the answer is all the time. People will move to the other side of town so they can go to that school district because they want to follow the rules and be compliant and actually go where their kids are supposed to go. They'll uproot their whole family and move there. So that is definitely a thing. And oddly enough, these schools drive more value than quartz countertops. So just be mindful of the things that you're looking for when you're looking for a house. You'd be surprised when people place value on different things. And the school district is actually a big one that I see a lot of, or at least like neighborhoods and towns, especially if you see your dynamic changing, things like that can happen. And let's see if I can leave you with one good one before I leave, because they're so good. Can I just Airbnb and retire? Guys, this goes back to my passive versus passive question, right? So Airbnb is great, right? It can make lots of money for you as long as you keep it full, you keep it booked, and you have to do that probably by yourself unless you have a managing company doing it for you. But think in mind, if you're doing an Airbnb, you're making sure that you're scheduled, you're looking at the calendars don't conflict. Like if you have multiple websites, if you have it on like, VRBO and also have it on Airbnb, you don't want double bookings. So you have to make sure you have something in place that makes sure as you check the calendar and cross references and does all those things. And then when they move out, when they leave, check out, you want to make sure that you have the cleaners in there in time, doing an excellent job before the next one comes. So it's definitely work, but it could bring in money. Definitely want to look at probably outsourcing that, or it is definitely doable to do by yourself. We do manage a couple properties of our own in short-term rental areas, so you're definitely not alone there either, and it can be done. All right, I can't believe how much time flew. About to go over, but I want you guys to know that I absolutely love sharing my Mondays with you. I love when you guys jump on because I feel like you guys have some great questions, some great insight, and a lot of you guys share it afterwards. So I really appreciate you guys sharing the information. All the past ones are also up on YouTube. There's some really good nuggets on there. And you guys know that I do Local Loves on Fridays whenever we can, because we love being able to help small businesses, nonprofit organizations, just get to tell their story, right? And help build them up a little bit, get some traction for them, and let people know what they're about. Because I feel like sometimes people don't give people enough credit for all the work that we do. And y'all have heard me say it a million times that being an entrepreneur and being a small business owner is not for the weak. Some of you guys said it with me right now when I said it, because I say it so many times. It's definitely not for the weak. But I enjoy what I do. I hope that you guys are checking out our Truth Bomb Tuesdays. And I appreciate you guys locking in for another episode of Samara Keeps It Real Estate Q&A Monday nights at 7. Thanks, guys. I'll see you soon.